Is there even a point in trying to reason or argue with a narcissist? In today's video, I'm just going to be talking from my personal experiences. I'm not a professional and I'm not a psychologist. These are just my opinions that I've developed over the years. And honestly, in my opinion, it is absolutely pointless in trying to reason with somebody who is morbidly self-absorbed, selfish, and downright delusional, if you really think about it. If you're dealing with a narcissistic person, just ask yourself some very basic questions. Are they even listening to you when you talk? As I said before in some of my other videos, it's a really simple experiment. When you're having a discussion with a narcissist, just pause the conversation and repeat back what they have said in the conversation. Odds are you probably can. Then ask the narcissist to repeat back what you have said, and odds are they can't. I have caught narcissists red-handed on multiple occasions by doing this trick. They'll say things like, "You have ADD, you're not paying attention, you need to be medicated." And I would just pause and repeat back what they have said. And then I would ask them to repeat back what I have said, and they could not do it. And they would get very angry with me because I exposed them for their hypocrisy. Over the years, it has become very clear. Once you know someone's narcissistic, just go no contact or minimum contact. It's not worth the headache or the never-ending arguments. That being said, look how much conflict and strife narcissists generate in their life. Have you ever heard a narcissist even boast about creating conflict and arguments? And just pay attention to their body language. They thrive in the chaos. They generate chaos because that's what they like. So by dealing with them, you're actually playing their game, and they're not actually interested in improving or changing. Have you ever asked a narcissist, do you want to do anything different? Or have you ever just paid attention to what they say? They often brag about what they're doing and the chaos that they're generating or who they're manipulating. So when you think about it, they're actually doing what they want to do. So should you feel sorry for them if they're actually doing what they want to do? That's a question I think people need to ask themselves. But also ask yourself the question, take a look at their selective memory or how they rewrite history or that behavior they do called gaslighting, where they purposely rewrite history as a form of manipulation. So when you know you're dealing with someone who rewrites history, does this person want to get down to the deeper truth of the matter or try to understand other people? Well, think about it. If you spend a large percentage of your time rewriting history, do you think that person wants truth or connection or healing of the relationship or of the ongoing problem? If they're so eager to deny facts or what things that actually have happened or rewrite history to their benefit. So the question that needs to be asked, do you think this is a choice or is it automatic? The way I look at it is we all make mistakes. We all sometimes misunderstand rules. But do you misunderstand a rule to your detriment? Or every time you misunderstand a rule, is it always to your benefit? Imagine playing a game with a group of friends, a board game, or a role-playing game. Now, let's say you misunderstand a few rules. Now, if every time you misunderstood a rule, it was always to your benefit, that's kind of a red flag. Now, if some of these misunderstandings handicapped you, that's probably a legitimate mistake. So when you're dealing with a narcissist in your life, are these misunderstandings, do you think are accidental, or are they purposeful or planned? That's the question I ask myself on many occasions. How can someone misunderstand so many rules and it's always to their benefit? That being said, another layer or more information I think we need to ask ourselves is how they perceive reality seems to be very different. I've taken the time to listen to experts online, and some of these experts online are actually self-described narcissists who talk about their disorder in detail and in length. And what they have said is very fascinating. Like, some have described narcissistic personality disorder as if they have multiple personalities without a core guiding or core leading personality. It's just multiple personalities that they seem to swap in between. It's as if they're manipulating this person, they'll use that persona. They're manipulating somebody else, they'll use another persona or another self. So when I think of it this way, when you're trying to argue with a narcissist, they can simply switch personas. So it's as if that other persona or that other self is not responsible. The way I try to understand it, and again, I'm not a professional, I try to imagine what it would be like to argue with an actor who's delusional. And let's say you try to argue with this movie actor or this person who is in theater, and you try to make accusations of some of the characters they have played in different films or in different plays. In one film, they played Macbeth from Shakespeare. In another film, they played some other villain, and yet in some other film, some other villain. And over the years, they were in many plays, and they have a hard time remembering what persona or what character they were playing when these crimes happened. Now, let's say this actor doesn't have a very good real life memory, and this actor's kind of delusional. Now, imagine if these personas started to take effect in real life, and this actor started committing crimes in real life. This narcissist, and this is how I understand the disorder, swaps between these personas. So when you accuse a narcissist of doing something wrong, they just change personas, or it's that persona that did the crime, therefore they are not responsible. So when you think you're dealing with a person who is like this, what common ground can you really develop with them? If they're absolutely convinced their actions were committed by somebody else and hence they're not responsible, how do you have dialogue or understanding with such a person? And a better question is, why would you even waste your time? On top of that, many narcissists brag about their narcissism. They even think they're the next stage of human evolution. You can find narcissistic pride websites online. So even the self-aware narcissists don't want to get better. In fact, they're boastful and prideful about their disorder. Some even boast their success is because of their narcissism, even though their success is often at the expense of others. And by manipulating others, they're actually proud of it. I mean, just go online and look at these narcissists boast about their disorder. So really, what's the point in trying to argue or reason with a narcissist?